Hi guys, welcome back to Dialogue, the dialogue on analog music reproduction. So, as you know, a few weeks ago I have been to Budapest. And if you haven't seen that video, take a look, here's a link. And obviously I found some special record treasures, jewels, gems that I would like to share here with you. And we're gonna go through 5 very cool, very interesting jazz albums and 5 rock, mainly prog rock, all coming around the 70s, early 80s. Are you ready? Let's go! Okay, now you all know that when you do needle drops, when you present records and you put the music, sometimes YouTube is going to block it. So if I present a record and nothing, there's no needle drop after that, that means I had to reload, I had to change the video. I'm sorry about that. Otherwise, it's all going to be there. Okay? Let's begin immediately with our first rock album, starting to go more towards prog, but not yet. Obviously, for those of you who are Hungarian, please pardon my terrible pronunciation of all these names, okay? Because obviously I have to invent them. Your language is very, very difficult. Okay, so let's start with a classic, very famous record, very rare, the 10,000 Lepes, or Lepes, I'm not sure. And this is rather difficult, as I said. Very soon after, as you can imagine, very nice gatefold here. Here we're at the end of the 60s, so it's a little more psychedelic, but still a great album, I must say. I understand why it's so famous. So let's try to listen to something. Just a few seconds of every record, okay, guys? Oh, I forgot to say the name of the group, Omega. Okay. Okay, you have the picture there, I think. I will put, where possible, some links here below, perhaps to the Qobuz version. Maybe you can find something there. Or otherwise, you're just going to have to hunt them on Discogs if you want them in record version. Okay, now we're going to pass to our first jazz record. As I said in that video in Budapest when I did my tour, it is very difficult to find these Hungarian records, especially jazz. But when you find them, I must admit, they have special stuff. Like for this Binder Quintet. This is a very famous album that in Hungary. And I got this, if you remember that video, in that very, very teeny small shop, Newport Records, I think it was the name. And that guy highly recommended this. I would have bought it whatsoever, because it's very difficult, as I said, to find this stuff. And here's a little more melodic. As you will see afterwards, there are things a little more tough to listen to. I'm just putting the first track, okay? So you're never going to have a true idea. It's just a little taste of it. It's not only the harmonica, obviously. Let's try and go a little ahead. A very peculiar atmosphere. Very original sound. Okay. Let's go back now to our prog rock and let's take a look at this other classic by Ille or Illes, Ad a Kedzid. I hope I pronounce that decently. There you go. And this, it's prog, but not only. Obviously, all these bands had different moments in their career, so one album may be a little more prog than the others. Obviously, I'm not that informed on this. But the sound is good. That's why I'm recommending them, because I got other stuff, and I'm presenting just the ones I like more. Little noisy. Move it a little bit. Different track. Very eclectic. Okay. I must admit that the quality of the records is not consistent. I mean, some pressings are very good. Pretty good. Some of them pretty bad. Apart from the state in which I bought them. I mean the pressing, the original pressing is a little noisy, I think. Okay, let's go back now to our jazz. This time we're diving in the funk side, and here we have by Gusztáv. It's Együttese. And this was recently posted, actually, also by Paul. I was quite by Ex-Junkie Vinyl from the Netherlands. Great channel where he recommends a lot of very strange stuff. And it was kind of weird to see this because I'm sure this is not that famous. And he posted just during the same time I was listening to it. Here we're a little more fusion. (1977). Hammond organ. Now we must remember that all these productions were conceived, made while behind the Iron Curtain. So officially not that much music was arriving from outside, from the Western world, we could say. So it is quite amazing how a lot of these are almost, or in some cases, avant-garde, absolutely. Let's go back now to our prog rock, another classic, as I have learned online. Boom! By Locomotive GT. Also, very rare album. And they have been prog rock, then they became more jazz fusion. It depends a little bit. But even a lot of pop, actually. I got a CD, which was a little more on the pop side. But very interesting, I must admit. As you can see, almost all of these records are on Pepita, probably the national label, which is printing almost all of them. The other are Hungaroton, or all otherwise I've seen. It's all Pepita here, and Crème also. Okay. Magyar, 1973. Excellent release, and I must admit that they are very good. They're one of the most famous rock bands of Hungary, Locomotive. Okay, let's go back to our jazz stuff. And this time we're gonna go a little bit in the free jazz terrain. The Szabados Quartet. This ain't for everyone, okay? Absolutely. But I must admit that it is interesting and is very, very acknowledged, very highly regarded as a founder almost of this genre in Hungary. And he added something also at an international level, absolutely. But it's free jazz. And a lot of people go crazy with free jazz. Some tracks are a little more soft. Others are $1974. Let's go ahead a little bit, because as you can imagine, these are extremely long. forgot to mention the title, The Wedding. Still stereo mono and liner notes in Russian. It's difficult to give you an idea with just a few seconds like this. Search for it if you're interested. Okay, now we're going back in the rock domain with a very peculiar cover, which seems more like an I don't know, a toast ad. Nothing very special, I would say, but it has its meaning, its reason, its raison d'être. Pyramis. Here we are more in the prog side. Also a little funk. Forgot about that. Very nice. Okay. Now back to our jazz stack with another strange cover, but I must admit, a very nice album on jazz fusion. This is the Csaba Deseő Jazz Quintet and Friends. Okay, as you can see, these are all the Pepita records, orange label. It's that communist standardization. Ooh, the spindle hole is very small. Okay. Ultraviola. 1977. Now this is the start out. Lot of instruments. Okay. I hate it when I don't find the right places, the right moments on the record, but it's a good record, absolutely. Okay, now we're going to take a look at our last rock record. Unfortunately, I searched every record shop almost in Budapest. I did not find an original. I found a reissue. And the reissue of these, they're all like this, very, very ugly, by Crème. They do not put the original artwork. They just put a label here for what it is, a sticker. And it's an album which I think the original title is Devil's Masquerade, translated from Hungarian, by Cyrus. Here is an original picture, which is a fantastic, very cool artwork. I'm very sorry not to have that. But the sound should be, according to the record store guys, better in these editions than the original ones. I don't know about that. I don't have time to clean the LPs as you have listened. It's a little bit crunchy sometimes. This is prog rock.
You know?
This should be 1972. Also singing English a little bit there. Little nuances borrowed by Jethro Tull, maybe. In any case, excellent album. I did not give you a good idea about this. Sorry, guys, but just go and take a look. I'm writing down the names in the video description, okay? Okay, we're up for our last album, jazz album. I had to put at least one, even though he is one of the most famous musicians coming from Hungary. And he released, I would say, 90% of his stuff on international, foreign labels. Who am I talking about? Gabor Szabo. I actually want to do probably an entire video on him because he is a true master producer and great musician all around. Incredible performer, excellent guitarist. Wow. I mean, even Santana had to admit that he is one of his main sources of inspiration. This album, Femme Fatale, isn't that special. It's a little fusion, a little funky, but nothing special. He did much better stuff on CTI and things like that. In any case, this is a Pepita original Hungarian release. With Tchicai. It's made in Hungary, but it was recorded in California. See, he was projected outside in order to elevate and distribute more his music. Incredible artist. on these notes of one of the greatest musicians of Hungary, if not of all time, I want to thank you for watching this video. Please leave in the comments below the cool jazz and prog records that you like, that you know from Budapest, from Hungary, modern, even modern ones. It doesn't have to be out of the 70s, no problem. Here below in the comments, please, I'm very interested. Okay guys, thank you again for watching, and remember, music is born analog. Well guys, if you're enjoying my videos and you're enjoying my channel, please consider to subscribe by clicking the black and white logo here below. Also, don't forget to click the notification bell so you'll never miss an episode and you will become a true member of the analog community.